Hello and welcome to HornbillTV Prime at 9. I'm Muamala and now news in details. After the centre's decision to reduce the bid of AFSPA in 7 districts of Nagaland, the United Democratic Alliance today held a crucial consultative meeting with civil society organizations and tribal hosts in Rhododendron Hall, Chumukidima Police Complex. The meeting was attended by Chief Minister Nifirio, Deputy CM Y. Patton, UDA Chairman T.R. Ziliang and top officials of the state government, besides others. During the meeting, the tribal hosts and civil society organizations have demanded removal of AFSPA from entire Nagaland. Talking to media persons after the meeting, Chairman of UDA T.R. Ziliang said that while the MID welcomed the move to reduce the bid of AFSPA and also decided to find ways and means to take things forward from here. Naga President H.K. Jimomi also said that when there is peace and tranquility in the state, there is no need of AFSPA in the state. He also stated that the tribal hosts will write to central government to fully revoke AFSPA from Nagaland.
Yeah, we have had a good sitting, free and frank discussion, because all are of the view that this lifting of AFSPA in some district, partial lifting, and in some district fully lifted. We welcome the idea, but we exchange the idea how to take it forward. So if we implement, for example, like the ceasefire ground rule with the people, government, and police. If government and the people support the police, so we can implement this ceasefire ground rules in total. So the question of reimposing this AFSPA does not right. So we decided to cooperate with each other and take it forward, so that the remaining area also slowly it will go on the diminishing return, and at the end of the day, the whole state may be done away with this AFSPA. So that is the hope. If people and the government work together, the state police, we have about 20,000 forces. Those people now they have re-strengthened their forces in all the police stations. So with this, our own forces, if we can implement the ceasefire ground rule, there is no question of reimposing this AFSPA in our state. Some are of the view that the whole state should be lifted, and this AFSPA should be repealed in total. But that will take the process will take a long time. That is so we should start in our own state, a place like Sikkim. They are peaceful, so AFSPA is lifted. And even Tripura, Mizoram, now AFSPA is lifted. So it depends on the situation also.
So are we getting closer to Naga solution with the lifting of partial lifting of AFSPA?
No, that is also we have discussed. If Naga solution is resolved, then Nagaland will become the most peaceful state. So when there is no arms group, question of imposing this AFSPA also does not arise. So this also we have decided to work together, to come closer to each other and find out the middle part to resolve this issue, Naga issue.
So last question regarding the Oting incident. Why the SIT report has not tabled into the public domain yet? Why delay?
It has to go to the court. It has to go to Army court. Then Army court will decide. Then it will become public documents.
So it's been 4 months, and then we have heard that the SIT report has been completed. So it's supposed to be tabled to the public domain as well.
No, it is not like that. There is not a state within the domain of the state. State government also cannot touch till the report goes to the court, Army court. Then the court will decide. Then it will become public document.
When can we expect that? It's been 4 months.
That's why we have to approach government of India to hasten up the process.
So, sir, what is the opinion of the CSOs and the stand of the people?
The stand of the people is united, and including the state government is of the view that despite partial lifting of the AFSPA, still every civil society and the tribal hosts are unitedly appealing that it should be completely removed from the state of Nagaland. When there is a peace and tranquility in the state, when there is no law and order problem, this act should not be imposed in the peaceful state.
Today, Konyak Union has abstained from this consultative meeting. So what do you have to say on that? Because they are seeking for the justice. So from the government side, still yet they have to give the results on that.
Yeah, right. When justice is not delivered to them, they have every right to abstain. And we also share with them that justice should be delivered to them. When the incident of Oting took place in their own village, they have every right to say that justice is not delivered.
So what do you think, why delay of the justice and why the SIT report has been delayed?
We are not aware about it, but saying that the investigation or the result of several agencies has yet to be completed. So those agencies or investigating team will know it. We don't know about it.
So last question, what is the resolution and the conclusion of today's consultative meeting?
So there is no resolution as such, but every stakeholders, whoever attended the meeting, resolved and agreed that the AFSPA should be completely removed from the peaceful area.
Nagaland DGP T. John Lungkumar said partial lifting is the first step and the decision was taken based on crime statistics. He said the removal of AFSPA will be in phase-wise manner. Also, Naga People's Movement for Human Rights Secretary General Nyungolo Krome said the partial relaxing of AFSPA in some parts and retaining only in Naga areas in neighboring states is an insult to human intelligence. Naga Students Federation President Kekwahyun Tep reiterated the NSF stand to abstain from participation of any activities organized by the Indian Army till justice is given to Oting massacre victims.
See, in fact, we had proposed that except in the border areas, like the other areas could be revoked. But we also had to keep in mind that there are certain parameters, certain criteria, and also the reason should be uniform for all, not the entire state. We can't pick and choose. So after we set a certain criteria where the past incidents have occurred, the rate of crime, the reports of such activities. So based on that, based on statistics, this first step was taken. So therefore, I do not have any objection because at least it is an opening. It is a first step. We had said that only the Indo-Myanmar border areas, this is an area of concern, and this requires a lot of force. And here, of course, the original mandate of the Assam Rifles is also the safeguarding of our international border. So, except for that area, I'm quite confident with a little bit of more support, a little bit of re-strengthening of our force, we should be able to, I'm quite confident I've got a great team of officers and we should be able to do it. But I agree with the government of India's stand that we have to go about it in a cautious and phased manner. Systematic, so that we don't have any hiccups, along the way. Now for these areas, we have reinforced with our NAP battalions. For example, like one of the hosts raised about Tuensang. Already 2 companies have been ordered, They will be deployed in that area. So that way, I am also very happy that our tribal leaders also, they have given very good suggestions. In fact, I was the Tuensang area, the president, he raised this issue about strengthening the police over there. That was completely in our line of thinking. And also, once more I raised a point about community-oriented policing. So I appealed to all the tribal hosts, all the NGOs, the student bodies, that this is a joint responsibility that has been given to us. The whole world is watching us. So let's be together in this and work towards a peaceful Nagaland where there is no AFSPA.
State government, so they said they worked towards that. They appreciated the relaxation, but for the public there was no two opinion that in this partial relaxation of some parts and retaining only in Naga areas, even in other states, it was kind of an insult to our human intelligence.
So are you rejecting the partial?
No, I mean, we can't reject what has been done. I mean, it's good that partial relaxation, but it shouldn't have been partial. It should have been wherever, and it should be repealed. This kind of law does not deserve to exist in any democracy.
So what is the stand of the government?
The government said they will work towards lifting of the act in total. So we appreciate their stand. We cannot expect much beyond that also for a government.
Naga Students Federation is not satisfied because we have seen many leaders accepting the piecemeal given towards particularly towards the Nagas and to the state of Nagaland. As we have resolved and as we have already came out with the directive to all the units of the Naga Students Federation that Naga Students Federation will continue not to cooperate with the Indian Armed Forces, and we will ensure that Naga people will not accept any humanitarian aid provided by the so-called Friends of the Hill people.
It may be mentioned here that the Konyak Union abstained from the consultative meeting on AFSPA. The decision has taken by the union in solidarity with the victims of the Oting village tragedy. Union has also reiterated its demand to book all personnel involved in the massacre, bring the report into the public domain, and table the SIT report. The union has also sought for complete removal of the AFSPA from the Naga inhabited areas.
Central government brought date 31 March te Nagaland de Tinta district Tuensang Semenyo aro Semato district te AFSPA withdraw kuri digina aro Charta district Kohima Mokokchung Waka aro Rongland de partially idu AFSPA to withdraw kuri da pichite aji civil society organization aro state government miligana aji ade Chumukidima police complex rhododendron hall de aji consultative meeting hoina ita kotom hoise aro mogan jani paise civil social organizations kan logo prabe mogan jani paise ki idu ita aji consultative meeting lo atu AFSPA Nagaland bra hatai dibo nimite itu state government ki bi pressurize dikena itu state government bi central sarkar logo idu approach kurigena yare Nagaland de peaceful area peaceful jaga de idu AFSPA act to hatai dibo koigena takan aji meeting kurigena itula opor kotha kurise itu ase aji la ground report moi adona hearing with camera person Johnson for Hornbill TV Chumukiriba.
The Our Students Conference has appealed the state government to clarify unambiguously whether the statement made by the minister on the floor of the Naga Legislative Assembly on the issue of Naga flag and constitution was factually said by the Union Home Minister. Reportedly during a meeting where the Chief Minister of Nagaland was also said to be present, clear all doubts once and for all, the AKM stated. In a press release, the AKM stated that they have been cautiously observing the sequence of proceedings that followed after the remarks made by the Minister Tumjun Imnalong on the Indo-Naga political issue at the recently concluded session of the Naga Legislative Assembly.
The government of India today is also a government under the Constitution of India and under the flag of India. How can it give beyond that constitution and flag and give us a separate constitution and a flag? They are not going to agree. We know that. When we met Honorable Home Minister Amit Shah ji, the presence of our Honorable Leader of the House, Honorable Chief Minister Shri Nefru was also there. Honorable Home Minister Amit Shah ji said, 400 साल में नहीं होगा. I'm sorry for the Hindi word.
The AKM asked all the stakeholders engaged in active negotiation with the Government of India, including the state government, to enlighten the general Naga masses on the status of the talks, as Naga are today in a state of confusion and dilemma. AKM also maintained that as an organization from its inception, it has been a strong believer in the Naga's right for self-determination and has adopted a resolution during its Platinum Jubilee year 2004 to report the peace process to bring about a solution acceptable to all. Since then, AKM has time and again resolved and supported the peace process, which continues to this date, they stated. Nagaland's first woman Rajya Sabha MP S. Pangnong Konyak took oath as members of the upper house in the presence of Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu and other parliamentarians. Pangnong was elected unopposed from the BJP. Along with her, other 5 Rajya Sabha MPs took oath today.
I, as Pangnong Konyak, having been elected a member of the Council of State, do swear in the name of God that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of India as by law established, that I will uphold the sovereignty and integrity of India, and that I will faithfully discharge the duty upon which I am about to enter.
Please sign.
Pakistan's Supreme Court on Monday deferred its hearing in the political crisis case till tomorrow. The court will take up the matter at 12:30 p.m. tomorrow. The court said that it will look into the legality of the National Assembly Deputy Speaker's ruling, wherein he dismissed the no-confidence motion against Prime Minister Imran Khan-led government and the subsequent dissolution of the NA by President Arif Alvi on the Prime Minister's advice. Meanwhile, Imran Khan has said that he will stage a dharna in Islamabad. Speaking to the people of Pakistan over the phone, Khan said that he will protest outside the red zone in Islamabad with the people after Isha prayers around 9 p.m. Khan also questioned the opposition party's decision to move to the Supreme Court even after the fresh polls were announced.
तो ये क्या चाहते हैं कि क्यों चाहते हैं गवर्नमेंट, जब कह रहे हैं कि जी गवर्नमेंट को रिजाइन करके 3.5 साल कह रहे हैं कि इलेक्शन करवाओ. इनकी सारी कोशिश ये है कि ये इक्तदार में आएंगे, ये आके नैब को खत्म करेंगे, इनके केसेस खत्म होंगे और ये होगा NRO 2 लेंगे. NRO 1 जनरल मुशर्रफ ने दिया था. सारे इनके करप्शन केसेस तब माफ हुए थे. उसके बाद 10 सालों में ये सारे नए केसेस बने हैं. और हैरत की बात यह है कि इनके दौर के केसेस बने हुए हैं तकरीबन 90% से ज्यादा. तो केसेस भी इनके दौर के बने हुए हैं. और अब ये चाहते हैं कि वो नैब को मुकम्मल तौर पे खत्म किया जाए, इनके केसेस माफ हों, NRO 2 मिले और फिर से शुरू कर दें मुल्क में वो बाहर पैसा भिजवाना, जो कि अभी अरबों अरबों रुपए की प्रॉपर्टीज में ये बाहर रहती है. ये है साजिश. तो ये सारी इस वक्त कोशिश है कि किसी तरह एक हुकूमत कह रही है हम कह रहे हैं इलेक्शन लड़ो और ये चले गए सुप्रीम कोर्ट में. तो मैं सिर्फ ये आपको अवाम को बताना चाहता था कि ये है सिचुएशन. आप
Sri Lanka named a new finance minister as President Gotabaya Rajapaksa began reworking his cabinet amid the nation's worst economic and political crisis in decades. Ali Zebri will take over from Basil Rajapaksa as the head of finance, while GL Piris will continue as the foreign minister. Sudewa Hitiarachi, Director General of the Presidential Media Division, said by phone Monday. Zebri is among the key decision makers as the president prepares for a bailout from the International Monetary Fund. The reshuffle comes amid Sri Lanka's struggle with a severe dollar shortage, prompting capital controls and import curbs, with the government eventually running out of funds to pay for purchase of essential goods such as food and fuel. The island nation is now staring at the default of its debt, even as inflation has accelerated at the fastest pace in Asia and the rupee has collapsed. The political shakeup follows the government's attempt to cool growing social unrest by imposing emergency rule, barring gatherings and ordering internet service providers to restrict social media access. Rajya Sabha proceedings were adjourned till Tuesday amid protests by opposition parties seeking a discussion on issues related to the fuel price rise on Monday. In the Lok Sabha as well, opposition members, including those from the Congress, Trinamool Congress and Shiv Sena, staged a walkout protest against the fuel price hike. Petrol prices were hiked for the 12th time in the last 14 days as the global crude oil prices rose. In all, petrol prices have gone up by rupees 8.40 per litre in the past 2 weeks. The price of petrol is above rupees 100 a litre mark in all major cities from Srinagar to Kochi. In the upper house, several opposition members had given the notice to discuss a price rise situation, but Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu did not accept the demand. As soon as the House reassembled at 2 p.m., after 2 adjournments, opposition members were again up on their feet, demanding discussions on the issues of price rise of petrol, diesel and LPG. Meanwhile, TMC leader Derek O'Brien wanted the House to take up the issue of reservation for women in the House. The chair tried to bring order in the House and called Labour Minister Bender Yadav to reply to a discussion on working of the Ministry of Labour and Employment. National Helpline for Senior Citizens Nagaland Awareness was held today at Sumi Baptist Church, Newland, with over 60 members attending the program. Speaking at the awareness program, Field Response Officer Julie Chishi highlighted the vision and mission of the Elderline, which is to facilitate happy, healthy aging and to make a positive difference to the lives of senior citizens by creating a reliable national helpline, which acts as a platform for redressing the grievances of the senior citizens of India by providing necessary information and intervention through a collective of highly committed partners including government agencies, non-profit organizations and volunteers. The program was implemented in Nagaland on September 2021 by the Good Samaritan Women's Society. The helpline is mandated to facilitate 4 different services: information, guidance, emotional support, rescue and reunion of homeless elderly, and assisting senior citizens in getting their abuse complaint resolved. Poshan Pakwada 2022 closing ceremony program organized by Tunsang District in collaboration with Sangsang Yu ICDS project was held today at the Jubilee Memorial Hall, CBLT in Tunsang. Extra Assistant Commissioner Arongbini Izung, who was a special guest of the program, said scheme is one of the best initiatives of the Government of India because it focused mainly on children and women. She said children should be nurtured because they are tomorrow's future. Their health, cognitive abilities, physical and mental health depends on the mothers, she added.
For the coming days, for the coming months, years, he come for the bit without a shower for information really tadi arwin kata IB amrakan ijabat de hat bili kata mon bili kata amrakan public meeting community meeting IB outcome for the naga public kata for the meeting naga jadi advice arwin press ko kuliah se naga achieve laga program after celebrating for nearly 2 weeks, achieving last especially, I mean, things to do with our Deputy Commissioner, she Lanka. Taibra first in Bra, Achita, Taibra Clarieta, every possible the cooperation support in the Java Tailobi, achieving the physical Tailobi. Things dia first di berada di dalam speaker
This is all for now. Keep watching HornbillTV.